Mondays are new. Oh, Yorkshire geek got stories for you. Favorite tricks beyond town's grass. Popcorn adventures on time. Magnificent Mondays with fire in our veins. Cinematic journeys, memories and change. Geeky passion flowing pure and strong. In this world we all belong. Movies that war and stories that fight. From battles in space to tears in the eye. Epic tales, Dwight knows best. Trumpet out, join the quest. Magnificent Mondays with fire in our veins. Cinematic journeys, memories and change. Geeky passion flowing pure and strong. In this world we all belong. Movies that war and stories that fly. From battles in space to tears in the eye. Epic tales, Dwight knows best. Drop the couch, join the quest. Magnificent Mondays with fire in our veins. Cinematic journeys, memories and change. Geeky passion flowing pure and strong. In this world we all belong. Lights dim, low screens aglow. Troy takes us where dreams flow. Action heroes, villains, dark night. Every scene, hearts delight. Geek myths, giants rise and fall. Time machines, epic brawls. Mondays we brew, Wiki's light. Fantasy realms to infinite heights.
Hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to episode 76 of Magnificent Mondays. And this week we're doing Roswell, which is a TV movie from 1994, but we're on Showtime, so there's a little bit of swearing in it, and that's about it. Is my camera moved? It seems a bit higher than normal, doesn't it? Let's do a bit of adjustment. Oh, maybe not. Maybe my telly's moved. I don't know. Not my telly, my monitor. Tell you how old I am. Whatever. Anywho, so welcome to the show, but before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Right, we should be live on YouTube, yes we are, we should be live on Rumble, yes we are, and we should be live on Twitch, yes we're live on all those platforms. Don't forget to explore the description for various links for like my books and merch and my Patreon and other websites and stuff like that. Also, you'll find a link in the description for this film that we're watching, so you can watch it if you want, because it's on YouTube for free. I don't know how long it'll be there, but it's there. We're watching the... we're going to go through the DVD. I haven't got it on Blu-ray. I don't even know if it's out on Blu-ray, but it's out on DVD, which is not a bad DVD. There's no subtitles, unfortunately, but there's a nice documentary. Well, not a documentary. It's an episode of... I forgot what they call it. Myths, something and monsters or something like that. With Patrick McNee hosting it or narrating it. And that a segment of that is about Roswell, and then the other segments are about mental people, saying that they're descended from aliens and stuff and whatever. But that's on there as well. Right, so let's get on with it, shall we? Roswell, right, from 1994, also known as Roswell the UFO cover-up, directed by Jeremy Kagan, based on the book UFO Crash at Roswell by Kevin D. Randall and Donald R. Schmidt. I've met Donald Schmidt, he's a very serious fellow. Directed by Jeremy Kagan, starring MacLachlan, Martin Sheen, Dwight Yoakam, and many, many more. Who else is in it? Xander Berkeley, Bob Gunton, Peter McNichol. I'm looking for the famous ones, well, the ones that I know. Charles Hallahan, Charles Martin Smith, and that's about it, isn't it? Loads of huge cast. It's one of the biggest cast lists I've ever seen on Wikipedia, but there we go. As I said, it was done by Showtime. I think it was Showtime. Was it Showtime? Just bear with me. Whatever. I think it was Showtime. By Viacom. And it was released, yes, Showtime. And it was released on July 31st, 1994. And it's the true story of the 1947 UFO crash at Roswell, New Mexico. So there we go. If you believe in that stuff. Excuse me. Right, so let's get on with it, shall we? Obviously, we'll not be watching it because YouTube will go mental. Even though it is on YouTube, I bet if I just started playing it straight away, there'd be, my stream would stop. But so we'll go through it in a series of stills. I'll try and remember things I know about the Roswell incident. I used to be really into UFOs and stuff. I've actually got a photo. I'm going to show you it now, actually. It's not a very flattering photo of me with Jesse Marcel Jr. His dad was the intelligence officer at Roswell Army Air Force Base in 1947. And allegedly, he has held pieces of an alien spacecraft. So here's the photo. I'll show you. There it is. That's me on the left. And that's Jesse Marcel Jr. on the right. He passed away in 2013, unfortunately, but I think he was a decent age. So there we go. I used to write for a UFO magazine. I've written for a couple of UFO magazines, but the main one I used to write for, UFO Data magazine. They did a conference. They did a few conferences that I helped them out with. And here, it was my job to take Dr. Marcel, because he's a medical doctor, to the airport so he could go home. And that one day, I had a car that has been run perfectly for years and years and years, and that one day, it decided it didn't want to start working, did it? So I had to call my brother, and we took him in my brother's car. But everything was fine, so there we go. Right, so we'll get on with I'll put the film on, and we shall begin. There we go. I'll put myself down in the corner. I won't get rid of all this at the bottom because there's no subtitles to look at. So, right, so we'll go through the film. Let's let me full screen that baby. It's in 4:3 aspect ratio. Can't do anything about that. Well, I could do, but I'm not doing. Right, off we go. Viacom. Remember them? Do they still own? No, they don't anymore, do they? I don't know, whatever. Paramount. There we go, look, Viacom. Viacom Pictures. And obviously it's not in HD because it's a DVD rip. There we go, a Jeremy Kagan film. Oh, and we get a little introduction to UFOs. It's not the X-Files intro. But we see some people talking about UFOs and some classic UFO photographs and a bit of video as well. There was a time when I could tell you all these. I think this one's from Missouri, I think. I could be wrong. There was a time when I could tell you. I've seen that video, and I can't remember where it's from. So anyway, so here we go. Here's one from... I think this one, they show this one a couple of times. I was looking at a satellite, aren't we, from a spacecraft. What I don't know. But, what the hell? Have I pressed the wrong button? Oh, hang on. Just a minute. It went off. There we go. It's supposed to be that, but I think that's just a droplet of water on the porthole or whatever they're looking through. in the spacecraft. I don't think that's a UFO, but anyway, whatever. That is... I can't remember his name. I think he's a general. Stanford, something like that. He did a famous speech about UFOs back in the 50s. So anyway, off we go. We'll just go through these. Now we've seen some more clips. This is actually from, I think it's from STS-48, a space shuttle mission, where the camera panned down and it came across this here, which I think... Hang on, let's go back again. I get this one's from STS-48 as well. Sorry, I'm doing UFO stuff and I shouldn't be, should I? But anyway. Which I think they inadvertently showed as a top-secret human mission. I think this is the... there was a space plane knocking about. It's still knocking about now. They keep flying these little mini shuttles, but they've been around for donkey's years. This was in the... As I said, this was in the early... I think... might be 1989, something like that. I can't remember exactly. And I think they inadvertently caught that. They didn't linger on it. And this is another one. Some people say this is just a bit of ice that gets caught in a thruster, but I've seen lots of articles and stuff like that that say it can't be. So I don't know. But as you'll see, off it goes. There's a flash, and then off it goes into the depths of space. I think I might have an article on my website. Just let me check about that very thing. I can't see my screen for wires. Hang on. Oh dear. What I'm looking for? Oh, right, yes, I forgot. I started doing something. I forgot what I was doing. I'm not muted, am I, by the way? No, I'm not. Right. If you go to my website, actually... I will show you. We'll just drag my website over here. Sod it. That's what we'll do. Here it is. Look, it's my Mercury Rapids website, not that old Yorkshire geek. And if you go into articles, there we go. Lots of articles. Some of these are wrote for the UFO Data magazine, and I'm sure I've got an article about STS-48, and I'm sure it's in here somewhere. I did an interview with the professor that studied it. I've forgotten his name. It's been that long since I've done it. Been that long. It's nearly 20 years now. Where is it? See, there's that much stuff. There we go. STS-48, 15 years on. It might be that one. Let's have a look. That's the fella, Jack Casher. That's it. He studied it all, and I think I interviewed him. There might be an interview with him. There we go. An interview with Dr. Casher about his research on the STS-48 objects. There were many of them. But anyway, that's by the by. So if you go to mercuryrapids.co.uk, or I think .com still works, takes you to the same place. Lots of articles there to look at. Anyway, back to the film. Right, we'll skip through these. I will not bore you with my UFO nerdiness. Don't know what that is. That is Dr. Alan J. Hynek. Used to work for Project Blue Book, brought in as a skeptic. He actually did the famous swamp gas explanation for one UFO sighting. Kind of immediately regretted it and ended up becoming a believer in UFOs and even appeared in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That is Philip Klass, a famous UFO skeptic and debunker. Ufologist hated him because he didn't believe anything. But anyway. Right. And there's Sir Arthur C. Clarke. Oh, this footage here, I think this is from George Adamski. It's not very believable. Right, we begin. We're in Roswell, New Mexico, except we're not, because it was filmed in Arizona. Don't know why. Why didn't they film it in New Mexico? Maybe there were better tax breaks or something in Arizona. I have no idea, but it was filmed there, not in Roswell. And apparently, I don't know, I've never been to Roswell. Apparently there aren't mountains like that in Roswell. You'd have thought in Arizona they'd found some flat landscape, you'd have thought, wouldn't you? But anyway. Never mind. Right, this is MacLachlan. It's supposed to be present day, or maybe the 70s, I'm not sure. It might actually say, I don't know. Does it say here when it? The 30-year reunion. So it must be 1977. It's set. So there we go. Yes. We're doing my maths in my head, my arithmetic. So it must be set in 1977, and we have flashbacks, obviously, to the incident in 1947. This is Carl MacLachlan as the elderly Jesse Marcel, Major Jesse Marcel. That's his wife, Vi. That's his son, Jesse Marcel Jr., as I said, who I've met. Obviously, these are actors. It's not them, but these are who they are portraying. And they've come to the crash site of where the UFO crashed, and he's reminiscing and thinking back about it. Look. We get views of weather balloons, because that was the famous explanation for it. So anyways, there we go. He's going to a reunion of the 509th Heavy Bombardment Group at Roswell. It's the 30-year reunion. So as I said, it must be 1977, I'm guessing. Here he is. There we go. The only base with the A-bomb. Yes, at the time, the Roswell Army Air Force Base. This was before there was a United States Air Force. It was the Roswell Army Air Force Base. It was the only atomic bomb base in the world. So you'd imagine security on it was pretty high, and to be the intelligence officer on that base would be, pretty amazing. A proper trustworthy fella to be in charge, and they just made his life hell. When all this UFO stuff, flying saucer stuff happened. They call them flying saucers in this. That term only appeared the same year, 1947, with the... oh, God, I'm blanking. Oh, God, the most famous UFO sighting of all time in Washington State. Oh, God, bloody hell. Why am I blanking? Tell me, I'm hopeless. Right, hang on. Flying saucer origin. I'll put origin. Kenneth Arnold, that's it. The Kenneth Arnold sighting of a few months earlier. When were the sightings? Obviously, this happened in July 1947. When was the Kenneth Arnold sighting? June, a month before, less than a month. Actually, couple of weeks before. That was when the phrase flying saucer was coined. Not because they looked like flying saucers. He actually said they looked like crescent-shaped craft. But he said they skipped across the water like a saucer. They moved like a saucer being skipped across the water. And the press, ran with that and called them flying saucers. So there you go. Right, where were we? So here he is, reminiscing and looking at old photographs. And the news thing comes on the TV. They've got a TV playing in the bar, and obviously the news people say that the big reunion's going on. But the thing that the base is most famous for is that for a few weeks it was the UFO capital, or the flying saucer capital of the world. There you go. That's an actual news headline. Roswell, not the Royal Air Force, it's the Roswell Army Air Force, captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. Anyway, and there's a photo of Carl MacLachlan as Jesse Marcel, based on a real photo where they were forced to pose with the wreckage, but it was from a weather balloon. Anyway, never mind. There's Xander Berkeley. Who does Andy Berkeley play? By the way, they've changed the characters, apart from Jesse Marcel, obviously, and Mac Brazel. Who have they changed? I'm just looking. They've changed some of them. I think Xander Berkeley plays Sherman. I don't know. He might not. He might be a real person, but Peter McNichol says he plays somebody called Lewis Rickett. I think he's supposed to be Walter Hort. I think the base press person. And there's another one as well that's been changed. The mortician is not called. It's Glenn Dennis in the real case, but they call him something else in this film. But anyway, as I said, so some names have been changed, and it's been fictionalised, obviously, because it's just a film. It's not a historical document. Anyway, there's Peter McNichol. Who's he playing? I've forgotten already. Lewis Rickett, as I said, he worked with Jesse back in the day. The old age makeup's not the best in this film, but you know, whatever, it'll do. He's telling, because Jesse's talking to me. You know, it's the first thing he brings up because it's dominated his life about the flying saucers, and Lewis tells him just let it drop. He says I can't. But anyway, Justin 34's here saying hello and happy magnificent Monday. Yes, it is. We're finally getting around to Roswell. Anyway, there's Bob Gunton. He plays Frank Joyce, a real person, who was the DJ for the local Roswell radio station back in the day. You may know Bob Gunton from, what's he most famous for? He's been in loads of stuff. Shawshank Redemption, he played the governor, didn't he, of the prison in Shawshank Redemption. He was a baddie in that. Anyway, right, so he's obviously feeling a bit down, because nobody wants to talk to him, and then they're just making fun of it. A fella comes in. This is a really annoying bit of the the film. He's got a really annoying voice. It seems to be dubbed. I'm going to play it. Because he comes in. See if I can...
From outer space! Take me to your leader, 509!
Take me to your leader, 509. God, annoying. I mean, that could be even though I think this film was made before the made before the Phoenix Lights sighting. I think that was 97. That I think, wasn't it? Was it 97? 1997. Where the governor of Arizona, where this was filmed, to ease the pressure, on all these people reporting these lights in the sky. They brought in. They said we've captured who's responsible. They brought somebody in dressed as an alien. Remember that? And then later, that same governor, whose name I've forgotten, can't remember, said he actually saw the Phoenix Lights himself, and became a believer. Weirdly enough, another name I can't remember, but yes, 1997 says Justin. Yes. The chat is always right. Anyway, so it's basically going to go round is Jesse talking to other people and learning, what they knew of the time, because he can't let it drop, right? He's having a flashback now, so we go to a blurry fade back to 1947, to the only atomic bomb unit in the world. Here he is. Everything's all lovely. There's a big storm coming. It's July. It was around about the July 4th weekend, wasn't it? Was it July the 3rd or something like that? I can't exactly remember the exact date because I'm an idiot. I could have told you at one point, but anyway. This house looks really familiar. I know it was supposed to be filmed in Arizona. Was it all filmed in Arizona? I've got the filming locations here. Just bear with me. Bisbee, Arizona, Tucson, Sonoita. Yeah, we're all in Arizona. But this house looks real, unless this is just a popular design of house, I don't know. But it looks, I'm sure I've seen it in another film. Maybe something like Insidious or a film like that. It looks, or maybe one of the Annabelle films. I don't know, but it looks really familiar. Justin says, big question, do you believe? Yes. Before you got here, I was talking about how I used to write for a UFO magazine, and I've helped with UFO conferences that they put on. Got a photo with Jesse Marcel Jr. That was earlier on. So, yes, I'm a big believer in UFOs and stuff like that. Never seen one of the buggers, but anyway. So there we go. Yes, I'm a believer. Anyway, a big storm's coming. So Jesse gets home. His son's rabbits have got out for some reason. Don't know why. So they're putting them. He's fixing something on the roof. He wants to be careful. That's how Rod Hull met his end. If you don't know who Rod Hull is, look up Rod Hull and Emu. He went up on the roof to fix his TV aerial and fell off and died. That's what he's doing. He reminds me of, is it Fred Savage? The Wonder Years kid. It's not him, is it? No, it can't be, can it? Let me check. Young Jesse Jr. No, it's JD. No, that's the younger one. Oh no, yes, no, this is JD Daniels, and the older Jesse Marcel Jr. is Doug Wirt. Just looks like the Wonder Years kid to me. Anyway, whatever. Well, mate, he's asking his dad, "What do you do when there's a storm and you're flying?" Because obviously his dad's in the Air Force, Army Air Force, and his dad says, "Well, we're trying to avoid it." He says, "What if you can't avoid it?" He says, "Well, we just buckle up and fly through and hope for the best." And he's going, "Wow." But he don't want to join the Air Force. He don't want to become a soldier, he says later on. Maybe because of what happened to his dad and what his dad had to go through. But anyway, the battening down the hatches. Then suddenly it's over and it's next morning. Sky's blue. There's a windmill. I hope... Oh, what are it now? When I see them, I always think of Courage the Cowardly Dog. You know that episode, the Windmill Vandals. Remember that one? And it was a windmill. If the windmill stopped turning, these like spirit vandals, like vandals and goths, and them sort of, not people who are into the Almighty or whatever. I mean, goths and Visigoths, like hordes. They appeared. But anyway, I'm going on. It does look familiar, the home. Sorry, mate. Said Justin. It's okay. That's cool, man. I also believe in a lot of it. Yeah, well. I think there's a lot to believe in. Obviously, I don't believe in everything. I don't believe everything I read or see in books and on the internet. But I do believe I've been visited by beings from elsewhere, wherever they're from. Maybe they're from outer space. Maybe they're from here. Maybe they're from another time. I've always said UFOs are an all-of-the-above phenomena. I think it's a bit of everything. So, anyway. Windmill vandals are coming. No, they're not. Right. There's some sheep. Is it a two-headed sheep? Or is it just standing close together? That's just standing close together. This is Dwight Yoakam. Was he a country singer? I think he was, wasn't he? I couldn't name any of his songs, but he also did a bit of acting occasionally, didn't he? Here he's playing Mac Brazel. Can't remember his full name. Does it say in this? Does it just say Mac Brazel? It just says Mac Brazel, doesn't it? Yeah. That's his nickname, is Mac. I can't remember his first name, but never mind. He's the one that discovers the wreckage on the ranch. That I don't know if he owned the ranch or if he just worked there. But anyway, finds the wreckage scattered over a wide area and a big gouge in the ground. So he phones it in. Oh, actually, no, he goes in, doesn't he? He goes into the sheriff's office, and they're phoning up the air base. She says, "Yes, he's a singer. Forgot he was in this. Yes, he plays Mac Brazel." So he's asking, I wonder if you've, sent anything up, like a secret, experimental plane. And there's Charles Martin Smith as, I think he's playing the sheriff. He says, "Or a missile." So, but they said, no, they've not done anything there. He is in his job as the intelligence officer, saying, "No, it's not us." They're loading a bomb onto a plane. He's gone to see the colonel, the head of the base, Colonel. What's his face? I can't bloody remember because I'm hopeless. Just bear with me. Come on, Colonel, where are you? Where the hell is he? Have I missed him? I can't remember the name of the one in charge now. So I'm blanking on that as well. Colonel Blanchard, that's it, Colonel Blanchard. Going to talk to him and tell him all about it. They actually do a little exchange. You can't hear what they're saying over the noise of, activity. But you know what they're on about. They're saying, "You want to talk to you." And he's obviously telling him something's crashed, something's being found. So they've got to go and send him out to investigate. And he's talking to Sherman Carson, played by Xander Berkeley, who's also, in the intelligence department of the base. Or is he the communications officer. I can't remember. Or he might be. No, I think he's like the intelligence officer, but the civilian one, whereas Jesse Marcel's the military intelligence officer. You know, it's kind of like CIA, I suppose you could say, before it were invented. But anyway, so he's saying he doesn't know anything about it. Washington would have told him. So anyway, and then we cut to the radio station, and this is hang on, where is he? Frank Joyce. So it's all over the news. He's talking about it. Oh, the flying saucers being found, you know, on outside Roswell. So it's all over the news. Here it shows them setting off a weather balloon, which is going to be that's going to get the blame for the UFO. But you know, nobody believes that, do they? Really, apart from Philip Class. Anyway. So, this is showing them some bits of the of what he's brought in as Mac Brazel, and is this where we see the he's holding a bit of foil there? He's going to scrunch it up in a minute. Is it this bit? Or it might be later. I don't know. Anyway, so he's going to take them out and show them. I think it's that bit there. He's going to scrunch it up. There we go. He's going to scrunch up the foil. And then it'll unwrap like magic. Ooh, look, it's like magic. A lot of people have said, because they do a thing in a bit showing how that you can't damage the foil. You can cut it and it just heals, and you scrunch it up and it just unfolds, and they couldn't dent it or drill through it or burn it. People said, well, how come it were all in bits on the crash site? Which is a fair enough question. But it could be argued that, it might be resistant to just people just doing that, but not a high-speed crash. That obviously will damage it, won't it? I imagine. But anyway, whatever. So they're going to take him out and have a look. There he is in his old battered-up truck. And Windgrace is here, says, we all know it was swamp gas, yes, and moonlight reflecting off cabbages. That's another good one, isn't it? Oh dear. Japanese fishing fleet reflecting into the sky. Anyway, that were another one. That were blamed for the New Zealand UFO in 1979 that were all in the news. Anyway, so they're heading out. By the way, I don't know where this is. Obviously, this isn't Roswell because it wasn't filmed there. So if you know this town, it's Bisbee. It's in Arizona somewhere. Bisbee, Tucson, or one of the others, Sonoita. I have no idea. It looks very nice, though, I must admit. So out they go to the crash site. It's a fair way out in the boondocks. It's night time, look, by the time they arrive. In America, big. Anyway, he's got some of it stashed in the barn, and big lumps of it, big chunks of it. It's not just little bits of tin foil. There's big chunks of it with girders and all that, and they can pick it up really easily. Says it's light as a feather. So they're going to go out. Oh, he's having a cigarette and looking up at the stars. I was expecting a meteor to go across, but it doesn't. So next morning, they're out at the crash site. We learn there's actually 2 crash sites. I think Stanton Friedman wrote another book about Roswell, didn't he, called Crash at Corona. And there were this. Some people have said, whatever crashed, if you believe there were a crash, it kind of hit the ground here, bounced, and carried on for several more miles before finally crashing near a town called Corona. And that's where the bodies were found. It does mention that in this later on. Actually found by a group of archaeologists. So the story goes, who nobody's ever seen again. But anyway, there you go. There's lots of bits of wreckage. No radiation, apparently. So anyway, they're all wondering what's going on. What is it? He says it's not from a weather balloon. You know, we know what that is. It's not tin foil. He's saying that. You know, I've seen a million weather balloons. We'll let them go in town, every day. And we also learn that Mac Brazel's interested because he's heard that some newspapers offering $3,000 for anybody who's got pieces of a flying saucer. So Jesse shouts up to him and says, Mr. Brazel, I think you're going to be $3,000 richer. Because at the moment they're all open to it, that this is an alien spacecraft, this is before the big cover-ups that's coming. They're all kind of excited about it, to be completely honest. A bit trepidatious, if that's a word, about it, but it's kind of exciting until, the powers that be stick their fingers in. Anyway, so there they are, talking about it, looking, it's hit the ground here, and I think he said something, there's no sign of an engine or anything like that, and he said, well, maybe that's somewhere else. So anyway... Right, so he's got some in the back of the car that he's taking home with him. So here he is back at home now, in this house that looks really familiar. Sure I've seen it in another film. Sure I have. But anyway, so he's got home, and he's going to show his kid and his wife now. He gets them out of bed. Bit like Roy Neary. Oh, not Roy Neary. It is Roy Neary, isn't it? Yeah, in Close Encounters, Richard Dreyfuss getting his wife and kids up because he's all excited. That's what he's doing now. He's getting his kids to show him the wreckage of the flying saucer that he's brought home. He's saying you can't tell anybody because they're going to make it secret soon, probably. Jesus watches on. I wonder what Jesus would think. Jesus was an alien, probably. If you watch Prince of Darkness, it was, wasn't it? Anyway. So they're all curious about it, and I think this is where he shows that it can't be damaged. Look, he cuts it with his penknife. Look, and it just heals instantly. Cool. And then he does the old scrunching up. Oh, he folds it up, and it unfolds itself in a cool bit of stop motion animation. I wonder if they've got Ray Harryhausen in to do that. Right, and now he's found this. The famous I-beams. There were various sizes, apparently, what they found, these I-beams, eye-shaped beams, They had this script, these weird, whatever, patterns on it, I suppose you could say, or hieroglyphs. And some people have tried to say, this is just a pattern from tape that we used to tape the tinfoil to the wooden beams that we used in the weather balloons. If you want to believe that, believe that. But and this is where he says to his son, because his son noticed it first, and he says, "You may be the first human in history to see, alien writing or writing from another world." That's what he says. So that's cool. I've shaken his hand in real life, Jesse Marcel Jr. I think I said that at the time when we were at a dinner. And I said, I've shaken the hand of a man who's held an alien parts of an alien spacecraft. Anyway, so they're all excited. So anyway, it's going to work now. Here they are trying to break it, or they're just breaking the drill, not cutting through it. Anyway, it's gonna hit the fan now, because General Ramey over at Wright Patterson or somewhere like that is going to be a bit cross. So anyway, they're going out to the site, and the military's arrived and won't let the sheriff in. They're basically clearing it up, gathering it all together. Anyway. This is where the General Ramey's on the phone to him, saying, "What the bloody hell are you doing?" he's saying. And he said, "Well, I'm doing what I'm supposed to, doing my job, General." So he's got to send everything over here to Wright Patterson or Fort Worth or wherever the hell he is. I can't remember. I think it's Wright Patterson. Send it over here and send your intelligence officer as well. So Jesse Marcel has got to go over to see General Ramey and explain what's going on to him. And this is where the cover-up's going to start. So off he goes, flown into Wright Patterson, And this fella, at first, when I first saw him, it's not what I thought it was, but I could have swore it was Don S. Davis, General Hammond from Stargate. It sounds just like him, and then when he turned round, I thought, that there, I thought it's just like Don S. Davis, but he's not. It's not. We see him properly in a bit. That's him, look, it's not him. There's General Ramey, and here we go. They're going to talk to the press. They're going to have a press conference now. It says we're going to take you into this room, show you this stuff. They're going to show the press this stuff, and that's what you found in Roswell. And he says to Jesse, no, that's from a weather balloon. That's or from a mylar balloon, whatever they call it. It's not. This is the tin foil. It's a radar reflector. We let off lots of these from the base. This is not what we found. And they said, yes, this is what you found. That's an order, and you're not allowed to talk to anybody about it anymore, even your family. So it's like being a good soldier. Says, yes, sir. This fella, whoever he is, immediately starts ripping into Jesse Marcel because they said it's just a weather balloon. It's not an alien spaceship. It's not a flying saucer. And he's saying, I'm surprised a man with Major Marcel's experience, made this kind of mistake. So the blaming poor Jesse Marcel. Well, look, and he's standing there and taking it, thinking, if I had a Gomja bar, he'd get him, wouldn't he? Anyway. They're saying, kneel down and pose with the stuff for the press, and then he gets all wide-eyed now. There we go, scary, wide-eyed. There we go. Stare, blink, man, blink. Anyway, there's Frank Joyce on the radio saying, "Don't worry, everybody, it was just a weather balloon." So, and then there were a newspaper report came out after that. I think it's something like. General Ramey empties Roswell saucer, something like that. That was the headline, saying that it's just a weather balloon. That's all. But everybody knows it's not. Well, everybody that were there. There you go. General Ramey empties Roswell saucer. Anyway, what else happened that day? I can't read it. It's trouble when it's not HD. You can't make out the text, can you? Very well. Lewis pushes advantage in new contract. Who the hell's Lewis? I don't know. Maybe it's Lewis Hamilton. Don't know. Arrest 2,000 in Athens in commie plot. Cool. Oh dear. I went to scroll then. Oh, I'm stupid. Anyway, so there we go. So it's been debunked. It were all a weather balloon. Not swamp gas, as Windgrace suggested. It's a weather balloon. There is Jesse. Look, a bag of hot air. I don't remember that headline, but I think they've just added that for emphasis. That it's, he's being severely reprimanded, I suppose, without being reprimanded, if you know what I mean. He's basically made a figure of ridicule, hasn't he, sort of. And so he's talking to his son. But, they're thinking it'll all blow over, but obviously it doesn't. So there we go. And it's, reiterating that it's, a super highly classified military base that he's the chief intelligence officer of. Anyways, he's heading back now. There we go. We were phoning from Wright Pass and he's heading back now. So he wants to have a talk with Xander Berkeley about, what's going on. And say, we've all got orders and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. We can't talk about it. If they say it were a weather balloon, it were a weather balloon. So, do your job, basically. Be a good soldier. I know what I saw and all that stuff. Look, he's fed up. He's also been told he let his son keep a piece of it, and he's been told that they've got to get it all back. So he's got to go and basically take his son's prized possession off him. And obviously his son's not happy about it, but he understands. So he lets him say, I've got my orders, son, so here you go. Here's your piece of flying saucer. Sorry, son, I've let my son down. That's what he's thinking. Anyway, we're back in 1977 now, back at the reunion. Still looking depressed, isn't he? Apparently he's not well. I think he's got cancer. I think he said, I've only got a couple of years left. He didn't. I think he died in 1986. I think something like that. But did Jesse Marcel? But anyway, right. So he's going to go and talk to somebody now. Who's he talking to? Is he talking to Lewis? Is it? I can't bloody see. It's not showing us who he's talking to. I can just see the back of somebody's head. Oh no, it's Bob Gunton talking to Frank Joyce about what went on, and he's going to tell him now about what happened with Mac Brazel. Because remember, Mac Brazel found the wreckage, and he went in and did an interview. Oh, we're watching Martin Sheen. He's lurking about and watching what's going on. He plays, I forgot who he plays, the name of his character. I don't know who he's supposed to be honest. Townsend, he says his name is. I don't know. I think he's supposed to be. Is he a disinformation agent? You know, is he muddying the waters? Because he does a big thing at the end. But anyway, but he's there lurking. Josh Temple's here. Maddie's here, lurking in the shadows with his harpoon. I hope. Ready to snag the aliens. I've put my alien back on my microphone for the occasion. You see him. Alan the alien. Anyway, so he's watching. Right, so he's talking to Frank Joyce, and he's going to tell him about what happened with Mac Brazel. Because Mac Brazel came in saying, you know, it was an alien spaceship and all that stuff. He wants his $3,000. But I don't know if he got it or not. But then they saw, I think he went out the side of the station and they saw Mac Brazel getting accosted. Oh, here he is. He's loading up his beaten up old truck. And he gets taken away by the military. They drag him off, basically. The good military police drag him off and take him away to the base where he's questioned and told, you didn't see anything. It was a weather balloon. So, I know what I saw. And and I think this might be the line. No, this isn't the line. There's a line later where he says, which we'll get to. But anyway, so he goes back in to the radio station. Basically, they scare the holy hell out of him. He goes back in and recants his story. Says it was a weather balloon. I were wrong. And they said to him, Jesse, you don't really believe what you just said, do you? He says, well, I've got a family to think about, etc. And then he says the line, which I think he did actually say. He said, they're always talking about little green men. Well, they're not green, or they ain't green, or something like that. Which I think is an actual Mac Brazel line, I think. Have a drink of me cold coffee. Oh, dear. Very cold coffee. Anyway, so he's recanted his story as Mac Brazel. Said it's, it wasn't a flying saucer. And then he goes outside, gets into his shiny new truck. There, over the road, look, they go out and watch him. Where do you think he got the money for that? Look, shiny new trucks. Obviously, they've paid him off. Anyway, meanwhile, back in 77. So there you go. So we've learned that bit of testimony. I was going to go talk to Xander Barkley now. Sherman Carson. Was Sherman Carson a real person? I'm going to check that one. So the name doesn't ring a bell. I could be wrong. Sherman Carson Roswell. I've spelt it wrong, by the way. No, I think he's a made-up one. I think they've mushed up various real people. Because I think Walter Hart was the press officer for the base. I think that's Peter McNichol's character. And I don't know who Sherman Carson is, but anyway, whatever. As I said, he's like the Washington liaison or something for Jesse Marcel, or he was. And obviously he's having nothing to do with it. He's trying to talk to him. Look who popped up there. Look, going and sat next to him. I don't know if he says anything. Does he say anything to him? I don't know. No, he doesn't. Right, just orders another. But he's lurking, just like Josh Temple's lurking Is Josh Temple a secret agent who's watching me from the shadows? Oh dear. Anyway, so they're having a little dance. Oh, yes, and I forgot his bloody name. Lewis Ricketts, that's it. Peter McNichol's character says to Jesse, "Do you play golf?" He says, "Oh, not really." He says, "Well, you're going to play golf with me tomorrow." He says, "I haven't brought me clubs. Rent some." So they're off playing golf, and this is where he's going to tell him his story now, where nobody's listening, hopefully, because they're on the golf course. And I've forgotten actually what his story is. I've just watched this film and I've forgotten. Yes, he's gone out with Xander Berkeley, hasn't he? Yes, and the military's out. There's planes flying over, and basically they're clearing up the area. You can see they've got lines of soldiers picking up all the. Oh, you can see them there, picking up all the debris. Because people do still actually go out to the alleged crash site. Looking for bits, and some people claim sometimes that they find bits, but it's unlikely. It's unlikely you'll find anything. It was hoovered up. There's the gouge. We see the planes flying. We're going to see the pilots of the planes that are flying over in a bit. We're going to talk to them. Yes, and they found another. There we go. A flash of light. There's another. Some more wreckage over there by Bluff. They go loading it up on trucks. Saying, what's going on? What is it? Is it the Ruskies? There you go. Got men on their hands and knees looking for bits and bobs. So there we go. So it's all got sent off to, I think, Wright Patterson, which was the Area 51 of its day. It was the what was its term now? I can't remember what it was called. I'm gonna have to look it up. Where they took like foreign technology. It might have been called that Foreign Technology Division or something like that. I'm gonna have to look it up. Right, Patterson. I'll just put Air Force Base and see what it tells us. If I look on Wikipedia, see if it tells us. That's not Wikipedia. Go there. Air Force Materiel Command. What else was it? What was it called? I'm pointing. Just bear with me. It's not. I'm not finding it here. Bloody hell. Right field. Yes, it might have been right field at the time. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, whatever. World War II. Come on, what were it called? It's bothering me now. Oh dear. Project Grudge and Project Blue Book, they were at Wright Patterson. They were based there. Foreign Technology Division. Yes, I was right. It is the Foreign Technology Division. But I think that came later. But that's what it was. Basically, that's where all bits of foreign technology were sent to Wright Patterson. Or Wright Field, as I think it might have been at the time. Whatever. Just says, Wright Pat is still very big and important to this day. It's a huge base. Probably as big as England. As I said earlier, America's really big. Anyway, so he said they're all sent off, and I think it tells you need to talk to such and such a person. The spotters that were flying about in the planes that day. So now he's going to talk to them. He was him sitting by the pool. They're saying they knew what they saw. They saw, the other crash site. That's what they're saying. But the person you really need to talk to is Charles Hallahan. Look, there's Martin Sheen watching on. Where's Charles Hallahan? We see Charles Hallahan. There he is. In the pool. You may know him from The Thing. He were in The Thing. And also in Dante's Peak. So he's talking to him, saying, it's all the other crash site. And his memory's a bit hazy. He says it was like a flying saucer. And then, then he's saying it's like an egg. And then he's saying it's like a cylinder. So his memory's hazy. This other fella keeps correcting him. But it's showing little flashbacks of what he's remembering. But this scene is because he can't really remember what it looked like. It's to cast doubt on his testimony as well, I suppose, isn't it? But he's going to show us in a minute. There we go. Some people have said that the Roswell ship actually was that shape, like a crescent shape, like what Kenneth Arnold saw in the Cascade Mountains a few weeks earlier. Some have even said there might have been, I forgot the name of them. Me and names. The German plane, Horten. Yeah, Horten. I can't remember the type. But it was basically a flying wing, like a crescent-shaped aircraft, a jet aircraft. That obviously we got the plans for after World War II, and some have said they might have been flying those. Who knows? But anyway. But he's saying what he's seen with that shape, and then he's saying it was a cylinder, and then the other fellow said, "What's a cylinder?" And they said, "Oh, well, the cylinder's wrong, but it had a dome on it." He said, "It didn't have a dome on it." He said, "Well, maybe it was egg-shaped, whatever." So anyway. Then this other fella comes along, don't know who he is, but he's saying, "What you saw," I forgot what he said, they saw now. But, he said it wasn't... a UFO. Oh, I said, we saw the bodies. That's it. There's a photo of the bodies. Can't remember. Have a look. Yes, it said we saw the bodies, 5 or 6 of them. They have big heads, and then this other fella, Horton Comet or ME262. I can't remember. Something like that, isn't it? Something along them lines. I'll look it up, shall I? Horton Flying Wing. It might have been that. Yes, it's that. The Horton HO229 or the Gotha Geo 229. Yes, it's that. Hang on, I'll show you. Some people have said it might have been that. That Kenneth Arnold saw that the Americans had built and were trying to test it out back then. But who knows? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes, they said they saw the bodies, and there were big heads, and they were little, and all that stuff. And then this fella comes along. By the way, he goes up to the pool here. You watch him there, look, and he dips his fingers in, and then he tastes it. Like, ew. Look. Ew. Somebody could have weed in that pool. Somebody probably has weed in that pool. Anyway, and he says, you saw rhesus monkeys. It was a test, and they'd sent them up into space on a rocket in a V2 or something like that. There were rhesus monkeys, and the heads were big because of the pressure, and the heads had blown up, and their eyes had burst out, which made their eyes look big, big black holes, and all that stuff. And they were in like pressure suits and all that. Some people actually said that. And there are actually photos of, I think, NASA experiments. Well, before NASA were around, but whatever became NASA. I think they used like orangutans and stuff like that, didn't they? And they came back and were killed. But anyway, some people have said that's what they saw. They said, "No, I know what I saw. It wasn't a monkey." But they said, "No, that's what you saw." Anyway, so there's Martin watching on. But anyway, is this? I said, "You need." I said, "I didn't see the bodies." But it said, "But I smelt them." It says, "Me and my mate, who's now passed away, we saw. My mate saw them. Can't remember his name. There they are, having a flashback. They were taking the bodies back, and he says, they're supposed to be refrigerated or packed in ice or whatever. He says the ice isn't working. He said the stunk horrible. So anyway, he looks familiar, doesn't he? He looks a bit like I saw him in a film. Oh, I watched the film Hardware. Oh, we're in Hardware. We're in Hamburger Hill as well. It looks like him. I wonder if it is him. I bet it ain't. Because I think he was quite a big actor, wasn't he? Even by 1994, so I don't think it'll be him. I'd know his name if I saw him. It won't be him. Whatever. Early space program of missile was a German program. Well, yeah, they got it through Project Paperclip, didn't they? They got all the scientists over. Werner von Braun, American hero. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. But anyway, I love that bit in Ice Station Zebra, where Patrick McGowan's talking about the British and the Americans against the Soviets, and they're saying they're after that thing from a satellite, aren't they? And they say, the Americans and us, we had our German scientists working on this, and the Soviets had their German scientists working on this. How did the Germans lose the war? Who said they did? Never mind. Anyway, back to the film. So there we go. So they're talking about rumours that the bodies were found, and I think he says you've got to talk to the mortician, and they call him something else, something like David something or other. But it was Glenn Dennis, was the mortician at Roswell, and meet that day, and his testimony is that they phoned up. The base phoned up. That's what we're going to see here in a minute. Now, he's talking to him now. He's gone to visit him. I said, they don't call him Glenn Dennis in this. Maybe he didn't give permission for his name to be used. I don't know. But weirdly enough, Glenn Dennis, the mortician in Roswell at the time, don't depict him in this film by name. But yet this film apparently is shown at the Roswell UFO Museum, which I think Glenn Dennis helped to set up. So anyway, whatever. Great movie and actor. Patrick was so good. I love Ice Station Zebra. It's a good old-fashioned adventure, isn't it? Right, so he's gone to talk to whatever his name, the mortician. Does he have a name? I've forgotten. Does it just says mortician there on IMDb? It just says mortician on played by Nick Searcy on Wikipedia. But they say his name, but they say his name's something like David Polis or Paul Davis or something like that. I can't. But obviously it was Glenn Dennis in real life. So talking to him. So he said they phoned up from the base and they said, do you have any small child-sized, caskets? And he said, tell him to get out here first. But he does eventually talk to him. So here he is, the mortician there. He is working. They're asking him. And apparently he says, I've only got one child size. And so how long before, we need more? Immediately, says, it'll have to be day after tomorrow. And I think they tell him there's been an accident. And so he's saying, well, how have these... Because he assumes it for kids, because they're asking for child-sized caskets. So he goes out to the base, because he says he knows a nurse that works on the base. So he drives out, and obviously they know him at the gate, and let him in. And he keeps asking, when did this accident happen? What's happened? And nobody's talking to him. There was a doctor there, so I don't know what you're talking about. And he sees his nurse friend, there she is, and she says, what are you doing here? And then he gets ejected, gets thrown out by the military police. I think in the actual tale, Glenn Dennis's actual story, he got dragged out by a red-headed military policeman who basically threatened his life. If you don't if you talk about it, they'll be picking your bones out of the desert, that sort of thing. So anyway, but they said just send him away with a salute, and off he goes. But then he meets with his nurse friend. I don't think she's his girlfriend; she's just somebody he knows. Later, and she tells him her testimony. Obviously, this is all second and third hand stuff, because he said she were killed in a plane accident, a plane crash. Anyway, she draws what they found. She says they weren't children. You know, they were small and they had like, almost reptilian skin and all that stuff. She draws a little picture. Oh, there you go. I've missed it. I'm going to show it. Go on, show us. Go on, land on it. Look, she's drawing it there. Look, now she's going to show us. You're going to show us the bloody picture, for crying out loud. There you go. Show us. Have a look at it and show us. It's not going to show us, is it? Maybe it shows us later. We do see it eventually. There it is. There we go. Obviously an ale. It's this fella here. This fella. Were you at Roswell? Were you? Of course you were. Alright, so draw the head and the hands. I think they only had 4 fingers. And no nose, no ears, and all that stuff. So we're going to see more of them later. Don't worry. There you go, she burns it. And he's recreated it for Jesse Marcel. He says, can I keep this? He says, no, you can't. And he tears it up. So he says, so there you go. That's my story. So the plot thickens. Not only was there a crash, there were bodies. And we'll learn later on there was a survivor. But anyway, he's getting a call. Somebody's basically warning him off. And his son's saying, come on, Dad, let this drop. You know, you're an old man. He said, I've got to know, son. And all that he's saying, you know, this is important. And so anyway, you know, I've got to see this through. So, here they are at some sort of shindig again. Oh, I've gone to talk to these 2 chaps. Who are these now? I can't remember. What's their story? I'm trying to remember. I believe that picture still survives and was real. I think Glenn Dennis, he recreated it, didn't he? You know, basically drew from his memory what she drew from her memory. But it's in, you know, there's books and all sorts made about it. What are these talking about? I've forgotten now. I've only just watched this film and I've forgotten already. Who are they talking about? I can't remember who they're talking about. Let's have a listen, shall we? Because I'm blanking. I've finished watching it like 2 hours ago.
Like a reptile.
Yeah, yes, that's it. Yes, that's it. Yes, they're talking about. They're getting it a little bit wrong with the skin. You know, it's showing like how your memory can, like mine. Your memory can not be very good at times, and they're saying, you know, the skin's like a reptile. Sometimes it looks scaly, but sometimes it's stretchy and stuff like that. By the way, just said bird skin. Bird skin is like in between, like our skin and like a reptile skin, isn't it? So I'll just say that. But anyway, that's what they're saying. You know, they saw the bodies in there at some another service. At the reunion, and this is where he's going to go and talk to Martin Sheen. There he is, Townsend. There he's saying, come and talk to me in a minute. So off they go to this hangar, which were filmed in, where were it filmed? Let's have a look. Davis Monthan Air Force Base in Tucson, Arizona, or maybe Coolidge Army Airfield. I don't know, it doesn't say in particular which one it is. It could be either. Anyway. So I was going to talk to him now about it, and I think it's supposed to be a bit of is there to kind of muddy the waters. He gives him lots of information, and then at the end he says, is it true? I don't know, is it? Says it's all true except the parts that aren't true, and it's all a lie. Maybe. Anyway, so he's telling him all about the bodies that were found, and they were doing autopsies, the famous alien autopsy. That happened in the late 90s, didn't it? I've met the fella that allegedly created that footage. Milos Stellaris, is that right? That doesn't sound right. But anyway, nice fella. Anyway, where were we? So they're taking pictures of this fella doing an autopsy on an alien, talking about it, saying the skin's a bit reptilian, but also smooth. There you go. That nurse has looked in. There you go. There's that one doesn't look well, does it? But we're going to see in a minute. There's another burnt one over there. She gets ejected. There we go, getting a little glimpse of it there as they're thinking. But then, no, one's alive. Look, one's alive. Hang on, I've still got it unmuted. It's alive. So this one's moving, and there we see it's there. Look, really good model, I must admit. Or maybe it's a real alien. Who knows? Let's make sure we're still going. Make sure the government hasn't shut down the stream. No, it's fine. Oh dear. Let's check on Rumble and check on Twitch. Yes, we're all fine on them. Who did the effects? Who did the makeup effects or whatever for this? Let's have a look. Special effects. Let's have a look. Oh, I want to check that as well. The music by Elliot Goldenthal. Did he do Star Trek 6 or was that another one? Was that another Goldenthal? I can't remember. Credits. We did the music for Sphere, Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within. I like the song at the end of that film. Interview with a Vampire. Alien 3. That's where I remember him from. Alien 3. Yes. That's where and Pet Sematary. But anyway, that's by the by. I've clicked the wrong thing off. I'm stupid. Never mind. What we're looking for? Oh, makeup effects or whatever. Makeup department, prosthetic makeup effects. James McKinnon. I was thinking it might be somebody like, well, me, Steve Johnson. You know, not me, the makeup effects fella. Or there's another one that I'm blanking on his name. I thought it was him. Special effects. No, it's nobody I know. Visual effects. I don't know. Don't know who did that. Don't know who did the alien. I've no idea. But it's a good model anyway. A good prosthetic. Hang on. Poor thought. Yes. Oh dear. The Asgard. Spirits Within, underrated. The Sphere was good, and good book also. I've not read the book. It's a Michael Crichton one, isn't it? We did it a while ago on Magnificent Monday, Sphere. Not Final Fantasy Spirits Within. Although I don't mind that film. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway. I like the song at the end by Laura Fabian. Something like that. But anyway. There we go. The alien. It's still alive. And there's like, oh, it was alive. So, yes, and they kept it alive for quite some time. And they had a big meeting about it. And I think they're talking about the creation of Majestic 12. Here we go. That's James Forrestal, Secretary James Forrestal, going into a big meeting. Where essentially it's the creation of Majestic 12. All the big wigs there. Of military and science and politics. There they are. Is there 12 of them? Let's count them. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yes, obviously this is Majestic 12, isn't it? I don't think they said that in this film, but it's their job to control the flow of information. And there's James Forrestal. He's not well. He keeps taking them little pills. What are they like warfarin or something like that? I don't know. But obviously he's got some sort of condition. He keeps taking these pills. And it's obviously not sitting well with him. What's going on? And we're going to see the alien that they've got. Does it say? Classified above top secret control. Ooh, control. That's section 31, isn't it? Eyes only. Don't say Majestic 12. Or magic. Wingrace. Yes, it's actually the Dirty Dozen. It's not because Telly Savalas isn't there. Oh, look, we got photos, look, of the alien hand that they cut away from quickly because it's probably real. I used to say stuff like that. If they cut in the film, if they cut away from something quickly, like a photo, or whatever, it's probably a real one that they've just inserted in, giving you a little glimpse. Some people even said that. You know that film, the film Alien Autopsy, starring Anton Deck, that came out quite a while ago now. I've got it on DVD over there. The story, the loose adaptation of the story of how the Alien Autopsy film was made, the fake, thing. But some people even say that there's actually real footage put in at the end of that film. I don't think there is, but some people say that. There's another one as well, another film that were produced by and narrated by me and names, the Twilight Zone fella. Oh God, the bloody call him now. Him. Called UFOs, It Has Begun. And some people said there's actually footage of the actual landing of the UFO at Holloman Air Force Base, which is mentioned in this film. Anyway. Why am I blanking? Anyway, right, so there we go. So they're setting up this top secret thing. They've got to start the cover up. Rod Serling, yeah, got there. It popped in my head, Rod Serling. Actually, Rod Steiger popped in first. Obviously, I knew it wasn't him. But the Rod part got me. Here they are arriving at Stargate Command. Where they've got the alien. Here we are, they're going to show it now. There it is, it's in bed. And it seems to have a blue glow around it. Because it's going to die soon. And that blue glow goes out. So there we go. So maybe they're like the cocoon aliens. First of all, there's some conspiracy theories on him. And what happened to him? Yes, it's going to show that in this film. It's going to show that. Sort of. He fell out of his hospital window, didn't he? But it's going to show that in a bit. Anyway, so he's here, his Forrestal, with some others, looking at this alien. I wonder if it's, I don't know, was it Valiant Thor? Speaking of Thor, but he wasn't a grey alien, was he? He wasn't an Asgard. I think Valiant Thor, he looked human, didn't he? But anyway. There's a great video out. There's a video called... Actually, is it the same one I'm thinking of? Yes, it is. I'm not thinking of... There's the Alien Autopsy video, which is, the Jonathan Frakes thing, which is fine. But as I said, I've met the fella that made that. Spiros Melaris. Spiros Melaris. Yes, it came to me then, his name. There's another one called Alien Interview, Area 51, the Alien Interview, which is hosted by... Is it Stephen Williams, the fellow that played Mr. X in the X-Files, the fellow that took over after Deep Throat was killed in the X-Files? Stephen Williams, him. And that's a really good video. That's a really good little film, is that? The Alien Interview. I don't know if it's true. I forgot what I'm going to get at now. I've lost my train of thought. I was going to say something that's in that's similar to this, and I forgot what it was. Never mind. Anyway, whatever. But it's good. Right, where were we? That's about an alien that they've got, and they said that it shows footage. There's no sound to it, but it shows footage of supposed to be talking to this alien, and it becomes ill, and people say, "Oh, it's obviously a dummy," and it does look like a puppet, but it's still a cool video. But there's also testimony from other like recreations of these aliens and stuff. Anyway, right, so this alien, and we learned that they speak through telepathy and all that stuff. That might be what I'm thinking of. There's I forgot his name as well. UFO researcher. He's got a ponytail like me. He was Sergeant Bob something. I can't remember his bloody name. But he were watching it, and he were like like Justin here saying, "Poor alien fella." He's like that watching that alien interview footage, and he's saying, "Oh, poor little fella, you got one of the little fellas right there." It might be on YouTube. I'm going to look it up now, see if it's on YouTube, and I will drop the link. It's one of my favourites. I really like it. Alien interview. Is it that one? Is it that one? Is it this one? Come on, show us. Shush. Is it? If Stephen... Yes, it is this one. Yes. Oh, I found it then. Oh, cool. Right. I will drop that link in the chat. There we go. Has that worked? Has that dropped a link? Yes, it has. For the alien interview, it says it's a special edition. So I don't think I've seen this one, so this might be a bit longer than one I've seen. An hour and 24 minutes. I think the one I've got is only an hour long. I think. I could be wrong. Anyway, it's fun. If you like that sort of stuff. Anyway, where were we? Right, so they learn that they talk through telepathy, and he actually sends a message or whatever to Forrestal. Forrestal goes, "Oh, he sent me a message." He says there's more of them coming, but not like him. So this is where we're going to get there's some people that say there's 57 species of aliens have been in contact, with the American government. I thought, why did they say 57? That just makes people think of Heinz 57 varieties, doesn't it? But anyway, it's glowing away. Look like the cocoon aliens, but it's going to get ill now. And the soldier that's looking after him, maybe he's a medic, I don't know, but it gets really upset. He says, "Oh no, we need help," and it passes away. Look, and its glow disappears, and it dies, and he's really upset as the poor fella. So they go, "Oh no." So then we cut back to Townsend and Jesse. Says, "Is it true?" Says, "I don't know, is it?" It might be. Just what I've been told. This is what he's saying, it's all true apart from the lies, blah, blah, blah. Obfuscation, that's the word, isn't it? Then he talks about the other aliens did come. And we see this one that kind of looks like a bat. We don't see it properly. Some of them seem friendly, some of them don't. Yes, I thought they said Heinz 57, yes. So all greediest people, ketchup is aliens. What's mustard? Anyway. I was trying to think about, speaking of Heinz 57, I know I'm going off topic again. But that's just a random number, isn't it? They don't actually have 57 varieties, or they didn't when they decided on that. It was just something. The fella that owned the company, maybe Mr. Heinz, I don't know, but whoever was running the company at the time, it was something to do with his wife, and she just came up with a number, and I don't know how, but I remember seeing that on some program. Anyway, there we go. This alien came with one of the black bat wings. Which I've seen in something else, and I can't remember. I've got a magazine. There used to be a magazine called Unexplained, and it showed like an alien that had been encountered that didn't have a head, but it had like bat-like wings. Maybe that's what we're looking at here. I don't know. But anyway, this alien tells them that aliens have been visiting for thousands of years. The old ancient aliens thing, saying that they've manipulated DNA and all that stuff of humans, blah blah blah. But anyway, so we're going to see what happened to James Forrestal in a minute. Jesse Marcel Jr. is getting worried for his dad, and his mother's saying, "Don't worry, it's fine." And she's saying it's actually good. She's actually happy that his dad is got a purpose in his life again. She says he's the man that we used to know, the soldier that was your dad is back. So that was a nice little scene. So there we go. So now he's still talking to Townsend. Now we're going to see what happened with Forrestal. Anyway, But that was touching. A human holding the alien's hand as it passed on. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And he was really upset about it, the poor fella. Obviously, it must because it's got being psychic. He maybe had some sort of link to it. I don't know. But anyway, so here's Forrestal in his hotel room. He's supposed to be at what they call it. Is it Bethesda? Bethesda, you know, that big hospital, that big military hospital. Anyway, he's there, and the story is the rumor is he were writing his diary. Everything he knew, he write it in his diary, and then he fell. Then he fell from his hospital window. Hang on, have we? We're going to go to the. Hang on, there we go. Going to go to the window, and there he is, splattered on the floor. I'm sure I'm sure he was higher up, but just fell on a couple of floors there by the look, didn't he? But I think they also did they do it in Dark Skies? That TV series, Dark Skies, which is really, really good, and I haven't seen it for ages, and I should watch it again. I think they did that in that as well, didn't they? I think. Anyway. So that was the end of James Forrestal, and obviously his notes and his diaries or whatever disappeared. He was talking about setting up of Area 51 at Groom Lake and all that they've got captured flying saucers and UFOs there. So there we go. The old Bob Lazar and all that stuff. So that's what he's telling him. And again, he's saying, maybe it's true, maybe it's not, don't know. They'll never let you go public. But anyway, see ya. So out they go back to the crash site, and his son, finally understands, and they have a little moment, and they carry on looking out to the horizon. I believe he was taken out. Probably was, because they thought he were going to spill his guts, didn't they? And so they thought they'd throw him out the window. Probably what happened. Anyway, Forrestal we're talking about, by the way. Anyway, so there we go, and then we get a helicopter shot, and there we go, the end. Hang on, what does that? Then we get some. There we go. Jesse Marcel died in 1986. His story was ignored by the news media. No, it wasn't. Because it were all over in the 90s. It were all over, wasn't it? But since then, over 350 witnesses to the event have agreed to talk. Yes, there's lots of witnesses. Or there was. Officially, the military denies that UFOs are extraterrestrial. Not anymore. Don't call them UFOs now either, do they? Unexplained. Was it? Is it unexplained or unidentified? Unidentified anomalous phenomena. That's what they call them, don't they? The US government has cancelled its project to search for signs of extraterrestrial. That's SETI, isn't it? That was what they're on about. 1 in 10 Americans claims to have seen a UFO, and more than half believe that we are not alone. Are we done? Yes, that's it. And that's the end. He believed that people should know the truth. Yes, and they should. They can handle the truth. But there we go. So that's the end of Roswell, but not the end of the story, because it goes on and on and on, doesn't it? It's the nexus, isn't it? Is Roswell of the UFO phenomenon, the modern UFO phenomenon. It all began with Roswell and Kenneth Arnold a couple of weeks earlier, but that was the beginning of the modern ufology, and that was a good film. It was a good film. Let's say, and I found it on Amazon. I didn't even know it went out on DVD, because I remember at the time when they were doing this UFO magazine and all that, we couldn't get a proper copy of Roswell anywhere, but now you can, and it's it's a shame. It's is it out on Blu-ray? I don't know. Let's have a look. Does it say? Does it say? No, it doesn't say on Wikipedia. Sometimes it's released, doesn't it? And what you can get it on. I'll type it in. Roswell 1994 Blu-ray. But it's not. But it's not. Oh, hang on, what's that there? Amazon. No, that's a DVD. That's a DVD. No. Probably isn't a high definition version of it, to be completely honest. Because it was made for TV. But anyway, it's a really good film. So there we go. So give it a whirl. Give it a whirl. That's it. It's on YouTube. The link is in the description. You can watch it on YouTube for note. So there we go. HD DVD, maybe. Maybe. Don't know. Probably not. Anyway, so right, we're done and dusted. It's a cool film, is Roswell. I do really like it. I think I wasn't sure if I would enjoy it as much now, because I've kind of gone off UFOs a little bit. Because you can't believe anything you see on the internet or anything now, can you? Because with AI and Photoshop and you can't believe anything, can you? But so it's taken a bit of the luster off the subject for me. But anyway, never mind. But it's still fascinating. The Angry Astronaut actually did a video today about UFOs. The Turkish, I can't pronounce what it is. The Turkish UFO, the one they allegedly could see him sitting in the flying saucer. He says the UFO looks like a Cylon Raider, which it does. But I remember that when that first happened, when that first came to light. But anyway, way back when. Right, so we're done and dusted. What's coming up next? I haven't got anything. I haven't set up my Friday night appointment with Fear this week. We're doing The Omen 2, Damien The Omen 2, but I haven't set it up yet because I forgot. Pardon me. But that's what we're doing on Friday. Damien The Omen 2. And on Wednesday I'm doing my top 5 favourite films of 1989, I think. I think we're up to 1989. So that should be fun. And then next Wednesday, we'll be doing Star Trek Next Generation Season 6. I'm behind. I'm only about halfway through now, just under halfway through. I got through Rascals and Fistful of Daters. And it's been alright since then. Oh dear. Chain of Command, top episode, really, really good. Right, we'll leave it there. So thanks Win Grace and Justin34 and Josh Temple. Nobody else popped in, did that? We had the one on Twitch saying cheap viewers on streamboo.com. Has anybody popped in on Rumble? Nah, they haven't. They never do. Very rarely. So, right. I know you love Rascals. I know you do. Especially that Picard kid. Picard. I am Captain Peak. I want to see my father. Now. Shut up. Bloody brat. Anyway, never mind. Right, so we're done and dusted. So, thanks for watching. Keep watching the skies, and until next time, I'll say I'm getting too many videos in my little list that you can't see it, but I can't find anything I'm looking for. There it is. I'll say Press wrong button, stupid. Let's try that again.